Hi there, Selective Collective. This is Kim here to give you a message on this beautiful night. It's the 24th of December, 2025. And I'm outside walking around, kind of looking at the stars tonight. And I'm just thinking about the birth or even rebirth of Christ consciousness and what a beautiful energy that is, right? The energy that I feel like is the main component in a new earth energy in what we call a 5D. The 5D. Like, I think it is the main, everything has the threads that make the fabric. I think it's the main thing. So, anyway, I want to work with that energy tonight and get messages for you all and maybe let us know about some good things that are coming with this beautiful feeling I have right now that I want to share with everybody of just thank you for being here. Thank you for being here all the years that I've been here. If you're a regular, really appreciate the support, and I probably know you by your username. Most of you, some of you all reach out to me for private readings throughout the year, and I've gotten to know a lot of people, and you're just really appreciated. You're really loved, and I'm really glad to be on this journey. Tonight's a night where I'm kind of far away from any kind of family at this time. It just is what it is, and but looking at the stars, I just had a feeling of this is so in order. It's so in order. There's absolutely nothing traditional about kind of like my life or what's going on right now for maybe a lot of you. But I feel, as cheesy as it sounds, like I feel the love. And I feel the point and purpose of each one of you, including myself. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. And I'm so glad you're here with me, bringing in the holidays, but bringing in this new year too. So I have the mentor. The mentor. I'm really picking up on Ascended Masters here, Probably they all belong under Christ consciousness, if Christ consciousness was an umbrella term, I would put of energy to describe energy. I would say that we are being mentored right now in some way. Well, there's Kairos too. So they're saying that we're learning something right now on our journey. What is unfolding is they're almost showing me like in linear steps, which is kind of ironic to what it's talking about. But okay, here's the idea that time doesn't really exist. Here's the idea that shows how even our sciences can say, yeah, on this quantum realm or in this, the main energy here is one of it all exists at the same time. That's divine, right? That's divine time. And they're saying that this year is bringing in more understanding and even connection with that. Kind of a knowing that something is playing out linear for you only through your perspective. But I'm thinking that the ways that we are able to quantum jump is going to be, I think things are going to be revealed to us more and more. Some people who are pretty advanced are already experiencing things like time jumps, quantum healing. This is stuff that's talked about, but it's going to become, they're saying that there's going to be like more guidance because of this connective energy. So this energy of unity and love and Christ consciousness, it connects everyone. So the messages are being spread more and more, and they're broad, they're vast. So there's something here about that. Of course, that probably has to do with when we're wanting to switch timelines, when we're wanting to have a different perspective. when we're wanting to get to the root of a problem, and it may have been in another life, but with the understanding that it's happening at the same time. So all you have to do is figure out how to use this tool of mythical time to access it, and then you can cure things. You can cure things. You can solve issues that only appear to be linear, or even they're saying even genetic, even DNA, things that appear, and they will always be like, they're talking about something with our body. They're being very physical here about the body, showing the body, and things being programmed through our DNA. From a perspective of time exists, it has control, and this is its limitations. But I'm seeing like chains being broken and the clock breaking apart in my mind's eye, like a clock breaking apart. All the pieces are going here, there, and everywhere. And then so the clue or the keys that are needed to access information to change those programs that are running in your DNA are going to be made accessible in different ways for different people, I'm thinking. Because depending on what type of mentoring you need or what type of level of assistance you need, that will be given. They're wanting you to start the new year with the, like I said, the birth of Christ consciousness. I'm seeing every single one of you being presented a birthday cake, and Spirit wanting you to celebrate, blow out the candles, because that's how quick the solutions are going to come to you in this coming year. So celebrate. Everything that you think is an issue, that you think is a problem, it's going to be solved with the wormhole, the shortcut. And I think that we could go way deeper into this, you know, because this is about crazy timing. Spooky, as Einstein says. Spooky. Yeah, he says spooky action from a distance, at a distance. The reason he says that is because of this weird connection of this quantum entanglement. And I have a feeling that what this download is about is quantum entanglement. The solution to the problem, it exists. And sometimes those keys or those codes to every single issue you're having, even if it's something outside of yourself, it appears to be outside of yourself, right? It is manifest through certain interconnections, and you can change it. And that makes you have a lot of power. And so there's a switch of power. And they're also saying this has to do with Saturn. They're saying this has to do with Saturn, and this has to do with the break in. There's been so much ingrained belief, DNA manipulation to keep programs running. It all falls under time, chronos, time, to control it, to manipulate it. Power, and I just see the word power because of the power. It's changing. So I would be prepared. Go ahead and celebrate, because you are already tied to the solution to any problem, and you will have a mentor coming in different times this year, different ways. Some of you all will be finding yourself more connected with animals than you are human beings. And for those people, you're going to have signs and messages, maybe more profound than the next human, through animal spirits, just because of where your connection is the strongest for your highest good. And that's the timeline they're wanting everybody to be led to, is for your highest good, enjoyment in the experience, enjoyment in that destiny unfolding, enjoyment in life. everybody's connected to it in a very different way. Everybody's going to get taught in a very different way. Everybody's going to have signs, synchronicities, all in a different way. No, no use in arguing what is this or what is that, they're saying, because everything's going to have a very individual, different, almost different meaning for different people. And it's because of the way that you're connected. But, so, the thing is with this plan is that you just have to simply be open and ready to receive it. That's it. It just requires the open heart. With love, with kindness, with compassion, with the empathy now that has been gathered for a lot of situations where more people can relate to some of the suffering that has gone on in the world, is actually opening up new doorways. I see doorways, I see portals now open from one experience where a person might have suffered to all of a sudden they understand more. There's a light that gets brighter. There's a portal. It's a unity. It's the wormhole. And it's what's going to end up making us all very unified. So, there's a rhyme. There's a reason to the divine plan. None of this is accident. Interesting. Okay. Oof. If ever there was a card to embody Christ consciousness, it would be the healer. It would be the healer. This is a card of the light worker. This is the call of those who have needed healing, those that still need healing. This is a sign of miracles to come. Instantaneous healing, miracles cannot be explained. But I'm telling you, this is what is explaining it. There's something here about codes. They're telling me there's something here about codes. And there's so many different ways you can like put a label or a name to something. But it's basically, there's going to be a lot of healing that is done in a very unusual way. It's not going to make sense except for those that are spiritually very tapped in, tuned in, and they know what's happening. Then they're going to know. And I also suspect there's going to be more people that this coming year that will be offering services to assist. It's your spiritual brothers and sisters. It's your fellow light workers that will be working on this with Spirit, with the Most High. So, the great healer. In the temple. So, I mean, immediately, the first thing I always think of when I see this card, the temple, is the kingdom of heaven is within yourself. We always talk about bringing your heaven to earth, especially when it comes to the Ten of Cups and the tarot. We always say, you know, we're here to create this heaven on earth. But this is, I think this is that. I think this is guidance to the healing that's necessary within the physical vessel that you are in. whether that be emotional or actual physical. It doesn't matter. It's healing. Has to do with this body. Has to do, to me, in my mind's eye, like I'm just seeing DNA. Prioritizing that, because when you prioritizing it, you're finding the kingdom within. And if everybody finds the kingdom within, and then we put 2 and 2 together, maybe more. Okay, we put more than that. In a quantum way, we put that together with our ability to manifest whatever we want when we find it within ourselves, correct? That's what we talk about with the magician. You can manifest whatever you want, especially when you're finding it within yourself first. So seek this kind of healing first, and spiritual growth, I would say, is what they're saying, before chasing anything outwardly. This is the path to the, I feel, on the divine plan, or that has real success. Eternal. And I think we are creating it here. Or we will be. We will be. And that I is saying you're the witness to all of this. Prophecy unfolding, you're the witness. Wow. Okay. Okay. So here's our focus, right? We're focused on, by the way, Kairos is also a card of serendipity, signs and signals, messages. They're not they're not accidental, right? We know they're for a reason, but I also tied it into what we're focusing on, that which is within us, right? The kingdom. And they're saying that you all are on a threshold here with your spiritual growth that's so strong, it's so powerful, that and sometimes it can be daunting, right? Sometimes it can be like, gosh, I feel like I've got a lot to go. Or if there's if there's an energy surge, there has been, by the way. I do watch Stefan Burns. I hear a lot of you all in the comments mention his name. Yes, I watch him to find out about solar flares and things like that. There has been more and more energy, light. Maybe they're light codes. I do know that when Mother Earth feels this and reacts, in earthquakes and volcanoes, like what's happening, there's one in Hawaii going off right now, I think, too, a volcano, our body's going to feel it. And so at times when that happens, it can be really easy to say, oh my gosh, I have so much to go, because you're feeling intense purging and intense energy shifts. So you can feel like you might need a lot more than than you actually do at this time, just because of so much the intensity of all of these energies. So you're on the threshold, and this is not just any door or any gate. This is a big initiation. It's an initiation into this kingdom that you prioritized, which was inside yourself. It was the spiritual water that you decided to drink from, and now you're no longer thirsty. And those things are helping you manifest outside of yourself. You didn't look for it. You didn't seek for it. It ends up coming to you and manifesting off of your divine energy. It is a byproduct. And that is love, pleasure, enjoying the trip, enjoying the ride, feeling sensual with the energy, feeling like, wow, this really gets me going. But it doesn't always have to be erotic. In a sexual nature, but it can be just like this place, this energy. I think you'll start noticing some places that hold different energy vortexes, and I have been drawn here lately, I need to go to Sedona just to like visit for some reason. I keep being called to go there, and not sure why. It has something to do with some kind of energy center. I don't know. I just keep getting a message and signs and signals that I need to see some sort of energy vortex, and maybe I think they sell the stones from this place or something. I don't know, but you may be getting weird signs like that. You know, that I don't tell anybody. Look, I tell my whole YouTube channel, but I won't talk to my family or anybody about this stuff because nobody will understand, or they'll just not understand that I know it's a message. Like, I know it is. But so there might be certain places that you feel drawn to because something just feels good about the place, and it may be there to charge you up, like you're a live wire, but in the best way possible. That's that energy I've get. Live wire, but in the best way possible. All of this is created here because you're on the threshold of this wormhole experience where you've jumped time and space and you've prioritized. There's so many different things in this reading. There's DNA, there's healing, and there's finding something within. You're at the gate, you're at the door, you're initiated. It starts to manifest as a consequence of what you find within yourself. None of these things that you end up finding, by the way, are as glorious as what you actually find spiritually within yourself. So the castle represents money. Money, items. Could be the penthouse for some. It could be maybe it's a property up in Maine. Maine's gorgeous. Maybe it's by the ocean in Maine. But whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, whatever you want, you're attracting this energy too. So but the way that I see it being created here is just so pure. It's different. It's using like a different energy to bring it about. I hope, does that make sense? Like, so there's some people that have been in the comments, and I get where they're coming from. Like, you get it. They will associate or put a label on money and say, oh, that's evil, or because it's tied to this and that and this and that. But it's not the money itself. It is the energy that was used to create it because it flows through it. It's like a conduit, okay? And different, you've heard of blood money, right? Something that ran through it that kind of, in a way, cursed that money or made it not good. So this is not that. This is not that. This is, this will come in different ways, all through the energy of love, because it started with this prioritizing the love with yourself and for the Most High or the divine, right? Your love for this life, for this eternity, and this ability to live it in this temporary perception that we have, this temporary body, like your love for that, and knowing that there's meaning and purpose in everything. That's the kind of energy that creates these for you, and that makes it different. Okay, and that also means that it can be used differently. It's created differently, can be used differently. Yeah, so that if you ask me, that's how I see that there can be a difference, most definitely. Let's get an animal spirit, since we do have Kairos. I want to add that, because I don't want to leave anybody out as far as, I know that she has passed on, but Dolores Cannon does have the quantum healing technique, But I'm not just talking about that when I'm saying that there's going to be, when I say there's going to be different ways people are going to be guided to heal themselves on a quantum level, including DNA recoding, remapping, reprogramming for people. It is going to come in different ways. Some people might be guided to her way, and because there are people who practice it, right? Her method. But I think that what they're saying here in this reading is there's others. There's other ways. There's not just one specific way for this kind of amazing healing that's going to come in. We have the Vulture. Vulture's a good card. We kind of had to go through some stuff to get the Vulture to come up, because the Vulture is saying nothing was ever wasted. Nothing was ever wasted. This the biggest recycler we have, right? There's a way, and because it landed on like the castle energy, I feel like they're saying in specific, there's a way that you're going to be recycling like the money, the currency that's in flow, and you're going to be transmuting it and changing it with the way that you create it and the way that it's going to be used. So you'll seize that opportunity. And nothing was ever wasted, no. But I feel like this is talking about that, about the way that the energy is going to be changed. And the owl, another owl, 2 owls in your reading. So the owl is about your wisdom. Interesting. I saw an owl, a huge, big owl on the power lines. And it was like, I was in a passenger seat driving by, and I see it. It was huge. I think he was like, I don't know, 2.5, maybe 3 feet. He was huge. He was huge. And it was brown. It was big. It was almost brown, kind of ruby colored. But you could definitely tell it was an owl because of its head. Big on the energy of clairvoyant. Holding a lot of hidden wisdom within you. Secret knowledge. Secret knowledge. Maybe even a secret in some way. The way that you're going to be using energy. Because the reason I call it selective collective is because you're on a certain frequency or wavelength to even hear these messages, especially if you've made it to this point. Most people click off like within 3 minutes of a video. So if you made it to this point, you are in some sort of group where it is like a secret. It's like a secret, like a spiritual secret society, not like one that is formed or tangible here on earth. This is something spiritual. This is a certain group of people who are going to be using energy in ways that it's going to be looking like to other people that you are pretty magical, mystical. How did she do that? How did he do that? How did they know that? I'm literally seeing someone lay hands on someone and be able to heal them energetically, and someone being like, I guess, feeling the energy, either the vibration, the pulsation, the heat, perhaps. There's something here about like, can you believe this? Like a disbelief, but you're not going to be surprised. You're going to say, yeah, that's the new tools. I got shown how to work with the new tools that are here. And that's what you'll be doing. Beautiful. There's a turtle. There's a creation story with the turtle in it, I believe. This from Hawaii. So the turtle carries us home everywhere it goes. It's a really sweet animal. I love turtles. Amphibious. We have water energy here. Oh, wow. They're saying that you're an old soul if you get the turtle. That's why you're a light worker, or you're ready to work with certain energy in a different way. I feel a very powerful and potent way. It's because you're this turtle. You've had a long journey and you know a lot. And so you're always at home wherever you go now. That's the experience. The stingray is talking about your self-confidence. And I see all these chakras lit up. I just feel they're saying you working with new tools because of the work that you've done up until this point are going to be showing people in a very confident way how it works. Proof. You'll show by proof, by example. It will be evident. And then the crow. Because there's really something very magical about this whole experience. And talking about the sign and synchronicity, I think there are some goddesses that are associated with the crow. More than one, actually, that I can think of. So maybe that's your thing. But I do know there's magic here when you have the crow. So, and I always associate crows with like signs and signals, messages. So that's what I have for you all. And hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. And I will send you love and light and talk to you next time. Bye.